Very nice, we're on the play. Let's see what, oh, bear reveal our companion. What do we got? 4 lands, a Drake, and 2 bindings. Oh, that's not ideal. I think we'll go ahead and keep though. Obviously this is 1 land more than we'd like, and if we could swap this out for a creature, that'd be great, like a Ragavan or something. But I think this is good enough to keep. Just about. We've got our companion that we can get if we need to have a little bit more gas. Obviously not the fastest hand, but that's fine. What we're going to lead with... I think we're going to go Windswept Heath first and pass. I don't think there's many decks that play Windswept Heath actually, thinking about it. Opponent leads off with a Foothills and passes. That's interesting. So we can go Mardu into Breeding Pool. Possibly would have been better to lead off with the Foothills to get the Xander's Lounge, but we'll see. Generally I'd like to keep the Breeding Pool in the deck because it's just a really good land to go fetch. Oh, we've got the Brawler. Okay, so let's go ahead, fetch. I think we want to play the Draco first. And then we'll play the Brawler second. It's just much more likely that the Brawler gets in. It's also harder to kill. Like if we're against Burn, this lines up much better against Searing Blaze than this does. Oh, they led off with the Triumph, okay. Scolding Tarn? Yeah, sure. What's our opponent got for turn 2? This could be like Team of Rhino, or this could be pretty much anything. So Jeskai and Gruul so far. Ren and 6, sure. So they're going to go ahead and get their land back. And then we can just kill Ren and 6 if we want to. Or we can just Binding it and just go straight to the face, depending on how fast we want to be. What do we draw? And a Cattle. Oh, that's a really good draw here. I think we just want to play both our creatures and kill Ren and 6 here. So we've got all our sources, so we'll just use the Stomping Ground, Shock, green for Nakato. You can do this main phase too, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference to be honest. Our opponent's tapped out. What could they have, like Solitude? But I mean, they're still going to Solitude this regardless, so... Sweet, so that's Ren and 6 down. We've got 3 creatures on board. Being on the play here has made such a huge difference. Because otherwise, if they were on the play, they could have ticked up Ren twice. And then it would have just been a whole nother combat to kill it, which is just a huge difference. Being on the play makes such a big difference against Ren and 6 in this deck. What's our opponent got? 1 red mana. What are you doing with 1 red mana? Bolt then a cow. That's fine. And Bolt the Brawler. Nice. But still no answer to the Draco. Oh, okay, so I think we want to go play the Foothills. We'll go fetch. Do we go get a basic? Probably at this point. No, maybe not. How likely is our opponent is playing Blood Moon? I don't think very high. So we are going to go ahead and get, I think, a Sacred Foundry. Do we need the white? We do. Do we need the extra green for Temple Garden? No, we'll go Sacred Foundry. Pay the 2. We'll pay... Shit, let's attack first. Then I think we're just going to put our companion in our hand, Gigantha, and play the Nikal as well. We could keep up the Binding, but I definitely want to get this Nikal on board, and I definitely want to put Gigantha in our hand, so go ahead, get Gigantha, play our Kitty Cat, and we'll pass the turn. This has gone extremely well for us considering we had 4 lands in hand. We haven't drawn any more, which is exactly what we needed. Opponent having double bolt was really good for them, but the Wrenn and 6 just did fuck all. It was like 2 mana, get a land, gain 4. Oh! Okay, I did not realize what we were against. Sure, so they can go ahead and do this now. In hindsight, shouldn't have done it like that, but that's absolutely fine. So they can Archon. We sack the Nakato and we discard Gigantha. We need these so that we can get rid of this and get rid of the next one. Fortunately, we're not dead to just the Archon. A creature would be really nice here. Bolt, that's fine. So we'll go ahead, Binding, get rid of this damn thing. And we'll just crack him for 4 now. And we're basically just stopping our opponent from ever being able to creativity. That's pretty much what these are. If they try and Dwarven Mine, we just kill the creature as soon as they creativity. But definitely should have seen that coming. Should have seen that it was Indomitable Creativity. I just never play against this deck for some reason. I don't know if that's me being lucky or unlucky, but... So you can make a little Shaman, that's fine. I think we do need to kill the Shaman now. Because otherwise it's going to make a token and then it's 2 targets for creativity, and I don't want to be dealing with that. We'll just get rid of the dude. I guess the other option was to just save it for face, which maybe is a better option. But it's okay, our clock is actually the same now because we've drawn the Brawler. Opponent is fetching. What are they getting? I assume it's a Dwarven Mine. Yeah. Sure. And then they're going to tap it down with Fire and Ice? Yeah, that's fine. Let's go green and red. We'll play our Brawler and we'll pass the turn. If our opponent does have another fetch and creativity, that makes it hard for us. Because then they can fetch something else and then it'd be 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they'd get 2 targets. But again, we can answer 1 more if they get 1 more, but if they can get 2, that's going to be difficult. Oh my god, they pitch a Spell Pierce? Okay, so they're using Wrenn and 6 to get back another land. Good option. But is this quick enough? They must have a removal spell or another Fire and Ice or something. Because they can get back a fetch, play the fetch and use it to get another Dwarven Mine. Yeah. But then they're on 8. So we have lethal on board. Yeah, they're just going to pass here. Don't know why we've gone to attack step and then paused. Are they like debating attacking and then firing this or something if they think we'd block? I don't know. Ragavan. So if we dash Ragavan, it's gonna die to Wrenn. Oh no, it won't die to Wrenn 6 because it'll come back to hand. But it does then mean we are not playing around Spell Pierce with our Leyline Binding. We're currently attacking for what, 8 with the trample. So yeah, casting this does actually make it lethal. We'll keep up those 2 because then it represents all 5 colours of mana. Dash the Ragavan. So our opponent has to have something here, otherwise they are just dead on board. Tap the cat, sure. I don't think there's any reason to attack the Wrenn at this point, so we'll just go straight to the Dome. Yep, so we eat the dwarf token, which is nice. I wasn't expecting them to block there, actually. But they can go fetch another dwarven mine. What is it? Destroy artifacts and or creatures. So they can actually use it on the flipped Fable as well. Opponent down to 4. Really close to dying here. Just really need to hope they don't have a creativity and we are golden, I think. Sweet. Was absolutely bricking that, to be honest. So what do we want? Do we want wear and tear? I think so. We definitely want Veil because it shuts off the ETB trigger. Because if you make yourself hexproof from black, their trigger only does like the whole thing if it resolves hitting you. So that's a good option. I did think we want Flame Blitz for Red and 6. That doesn't seem great. What do we... Maybe we want Remand. Yeah, we definitely want Remand. Their deck is like very mana intensive to cast creativity. It's like, what, 4 mana? At the cheapest. So I think we do want Remand. What we don't want is... Do they bring in Blood Moon? Shit. No, they can't bring in Blood Moon, can they? Because it shuts it shuts off the Dwarven Mine. So we don't have to worry about Blood Moon, so we can take out the Drone Com. Anything else? Bolt seems quite weak, but it does allow you to respond to them targeting a creature, so maybe Tribal Flames is better to take out. Just does so much damage. Yeah. I think we want to go with that. Jamoka's Command doesn't seem great. Flame Blitz, no. Lifelink, no. Rip, no. Yeah, we'll do this. Our deck's nowhere near as aggressive with the extra 2 Remands and taking out the Tribal Flames. But it just means that for our opponent creativities, we just bounce back to the hand and then we just swing again. And I think that's really what we want to do. Kind of just like tempo them out. We don't need to be like ridiculously fast. We just need to be faster than them. So again, we will reveal our companion. What have we got here? So we can go Nakato into... Oh, that's not going to work. So we're going to have to skip on the Nakato by the look of it. So we go Mardu into Breeding Pool. There's no other way of doing it. If we got Overgrown Tomb... No, that's not true, actually. We could go Overgrown Tomb, Breeding Pool, and then we hit our 1 and 2 drop, but our Nakato will only be a 1/1. Nah. We'll have to just skip the Nakato, unfortunately. Opponent plays a Tarn, sure. Veil of Summer's not a bad draw. So we'll go ahead, play the Triumph and pass. Yeah, so this gives you protection, your creatures and stuff, protection from blue and black, or hexproof, and they can't be countered. So if they try to ice a blue source, so what a quite common play is they go end of turn, ice down your blue land, so then that they can untap in creativity with us not having blue mana. But this gives all your permanents, so you can actually make your land get protection from the ice. And then they don't draw the card either, which is nice. Ren and 6, get back your land. That seems good. This is what I mean, where now if we play our Draco, it's not going to kill the Ren and 6. Reminder's a great draw, actually, so let's go Foothills, fetch a Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool. We definitely want to play the life. And we are going to have to play the Draco over the Brawler. Even though the Brawler would kill the Renin 6, it dies to Bolt, and I just can't afford to have my first creature just die to Bolt next turn and then do something else. The tempo would just be way too much. A combination of them being on the play and trading 1 for 2 mana would just, yeah, that'd completely destroy us with Renin 6 in play as well. What have they got? Fable. Sure. So they get the little dude that makes treasures. Bring back their land. And we draw Ragavan. Ragavan's a great draw here. Because what that means we can do is we can dash the Ragavan and it'll either kill their creature, or we get the trigger and then we can do some other stuff. So I think it is worth doing. Ragavan will have first strike because of the Draco, so they won't actually trade. Our Ragavan will win that. So Overgrown Tomb, pay the 2, and we'll use red and whatever. Wait, is that better than casting the Brawler? Maybe not. The third option is hardcast Ragavan, because then we can keep up Stubborn Denial and Veil of Summer, but we also keep up Remand, depending on what our opponent has. So yeah, I actually think I want to just get this Ragavan in play and keep up all the counter magic, because they could just go untap creativity and we are in the shit then. Because we don't have a way to remove the creature, so even if we Veil of Summer and stop the trigger, it happens when it attacks as well, so we just get fucked by it next time. So we'll use 1 red, hardcast the Ragavan, and now we've got up our combo of Stubborn Denial and Veil of Summer, which we know is going to resolve unless they have like what, 2 0-mana counter spells. I guess they've got the blue mana from here, depending on how much mana they have to play with. They can't use their Shaman to attack and get the treasure token and then use the treasure token on it, because obviously it will just trade with the Ragavan. They ditch a Boseiju. So they're going to get it back with Renin 6 and then possibly use it on the Draco here. Oh no, they're using it on the Ragavan. That's fine with us, as long as they're not getting back this Boseiju. So Boseiju is destroy target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land. Draco is an artifact, so they can use it as a removal spell. What is their play? They're just going to creativity, slam it. They're going to fetch, go get a Dwarven Mine. Sure. So yeah, they're going to creativity here for x equals 1? Surely not. X equals 2. Wait, are they being, yeah. Now, do we want to remand this, or do we want to hard counter it? Doesn't make a huge difference. If we remand it, we then get the chance to possibly hit another land drop or another good spell, but it does mean we get fucked over by any sort of free counter spell. I assume they don't play them, but I don't want to take that risk, so I'm going to Stubborn Denial this, and then I'm going to look it up at the end and see what the decks are actually playing. Okay, perfect. Then we can untap. We draw planes, which is fine. I guess we play it. And now what it means is we can now remand with Veil of Summer up for protection as well, which is blue, white, and green. Or the red. We could do have an extra green source to be doing more things. I don't think this Veil of Summer is going to be needed. We do know they play Spell Pierce though, so I think we're just going to continue out-tempoing them, keeping up counter magic. It could easily be a mistake, but we're going to have to use Ren. We're going to have to kill Ren here, because otherwise Ren can tick up and get Boseiju. And you can't protect Draco with Veil of Summer, obviously, because it's a colorless spell or a colorless land. Very unfortunate that we've got this Triumph which doesn't get green. I think we're just going to have to play a dude and hope. Let's go green, white. Play the Brawler. And we'll pass. We've got a really good clock going on here. If our opponent has another creativity and a Spell Pierce, well, fair enough. Well, we definitely are not remanding that. That wouldn't make much sense. Yep, so they get their token and they get in for a bit of damage. And what else? Play their Dwarven Mine, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got another creativity? Oh my god. Let's go ahead and pop that back in their hand. And we draw a Stubborn Denial. Oh, that is just wonderful. There is no justice in this world sometimes. Let's go green, colorless, play the Brawler. We can now... Maybe that was wrong, because now we have Stubborn Denial, but we don't have Veil of Summer up. I think if they had Spell Pierce, they would have kept it up that time, right? Yeah, things are looking pretty good here. We know that obviously they've got creativity again. But hopefully the Stubborn Denial will take care of that. Just sometimes we have it. We have every single thing we need. Oh my god. And they just play a Sacred Foundry tapped, sure. Feel bad, this has gone so well for us. And we hit a binding, that's pretty good. So let's go play our cat. We're just going to attack with both, I don't care what they trade this Brawler with. They can copy a Shaman, double block, and then stick a Dwarf as well if they don't want to take any damage. Sure. Oh, they're tapped out, so they can't make the token. Or the copy. Sweet. So our opponent's going to take some chunk of damage here. And sadly, we don't have a bolt. But it's okay. So if our opponent does have a third creativity, we can still Veil of Summer, so the trigger doesn't happen on us. And then we can Binding away one of the creatures. And then that should still be okay. Okay. For one, targeting the Dwarf. Just one. So they're keeping up Spell Pierce, maybe? But that's not going to work out very well for them. If they'd done it for two, that would have been much, much scarier for us. So obviously we'll do it on the creativity target. Now there's no targets, the creativity doesn't do anything, so it fizzles, and we win. That was absolutely brutal. So I guess this matchup is just like really good for us, with 4 Romans, 4 Stubborn Denials, 4 Leyline Bindings. We've got Bolts as removal, Veil of Summer if they do resolve the trigger. Yeah, absolutely crushed it. So I'm really happy with that, because I think creativity is one of the top decks at the moment. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. If you want to see more content, particularly with Zoo, Burn, aggro decks, anything like that, make sure to subscribe. If you did enjoy the video, I'd really appreciate a like on the video. That makes a huge difference for small content creators like myself. Thanks for watching. I'll probably be uploading a couple of videos this week of the deck, just playing against different decks. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.